Yes, lads. Hope all of you are doing well today. Today is just a little video because it's been 3 days since obviously deadline day, since it's closed, or less than 3 days technically. And I just wanted to give my overall opinion on Chelsea's transfer window and how it went down. Because I said going into the window, this is going to be the transfer window that shows how serious Chelsea are. Chelsea are. Listen, we've got top four last season for the first time in 2 years, and we won two trophies. So overall, you could say it was a successful season. And I thought, in order to progress, I thought this was going to be the transfer window to show whether or not the owners are serious about progressing, about competing for the title, etc. And I just thought I'd share my opinion on that. Remember, guys, if you are enjoying the content, please smash the like button and hit that subscribe button. We are trying to grow this page. We are a new page, so the much support we can get is all appreciated. If that makes sense. Anyway, the transfer window. I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm going to be honest. I was hoping we'd get a bit more, and not bit more in terms of quantity of players, because we signed many players. We signed loads of attackers, and I think in terms of the attacking front, we've definitely strengthened. We got the striker we needed. We got two strikers, in fact. Well, one coming into the season, we wasn't sure whether he was a half 10 or we weren't sure whether he was a 10 or a striker. He's now looking more like he can do the striker role. Obviously, that's João Pedro. And then we also signed Liam Delap. I'd say Liam Delap was the only player going into the window that I had my eyes on saying this is who I want Chelsea to sign, that we actually did sign. So I was happy with that signing. And obviously some other attacking additions as well, like Garnacho, Gittins, and Buenanotte on loan. Even bearing in mind we had a hard set on Javi Simmons. My disappointment with this transfer window comes down to the fact that we didn't sign a goalkeeper. I would have liked to sign a goalkeeper. Like we heard the Mike Maignan rumours early on in the window, and the fact that we were close to agreeing a fee, but we pulled out. I think over a matter of £3 million, €3 million, something like that. And I was a bit disappointed initially at that. Well, I still am, to be fair. I would have liked to have signed a goalkeeper. We've seen United address the goalkeeper issue. They've just signed that Belgian guy. It might not be the best goalkeeper in the world, but it's definitely better than what they have already. We've seen Donnarumma go to Man City. Now, I'm not suggesting me going for Donnarumma because I understand Chelsea don't like to give players high wages. So I get that. There was also Emi Martinez as well for Aston Villa, who was set to go Manchester United, but it collapsed on deadline day, if I'm not mistaken. The move was off. And he's just signed a new deal at Aston Villa. I would have definitely taken him. But we haven't signed a keeper. And we've still got Robert Sanchez in goal. Now, to be fair to Robert Sanchez, he started the season off okay. Definitely not as bad as he started off last season. And coming off the Club World Cup, that final performance, he was brilliant. I would have just liked to have signed another one again. Like signing someone like a Mike Maignan when we had the chance gives the rest of the league the impression that we are serious, like we're addressing the issues that we had last season. So that's just one of my disappointments. And the main disappointment for me, and not even less disappointment to be an understatement, I'm like very not happy about the fact that we didn't sign a centre back, even after we found out on the 7th of August that Levi Colwill went down injured. He's going to miss at least 6 to 7 months of the season doing his ACL. I went into this window saying that we need a centre back, and I understand stats say that last season we had probably the third or fourth best defence. But if you're a Chelsea fan like me, and obviously I'm sure a lot of you watching this are Chelsea fans, you would have watched our centre backs making mistakes every now and again that might not always lead to goals, but they were the odd leaks. And now that Levi Colwill's gone down injured as well, that leaves us with Chalobah and Tosin as our two starter centre backs. For Fofana if he's fit, but the issue is we've got to rely on Fofana to stay fit. And so far in his Chelsea career, he's not gone one season without getting a major injury. And then if let's say Fofana's not fit, let's say Chalobah or Tosin gets injured, that means we're back to either Badiashile or Disasi, who, in my opinion, are in no way good enough to play for Chelsea Football Club, especially Disasi, who we've been trying to get rid of this whole summer, but no one seems to want. Badiashile, my personal opinion is that I don't think he's good enough. I understand Maresca does use him in the odd game. I think he started the Conference League final, if I'm not mistaken. But I just personally am not too sold on him, and he has the odd problem with injuries as well. So there were centre backs available as well. Hincapié went to Arsenal. They don't necessarily need him, but they went and signed him anyway. Akanji's gone to Inter Milan on loan. Another one, a title-winning centre back that I would have taken. Who's another one? There's Pavard gone to Marseille, and again, might not be the best centre back in the world, but I think he's as good as what we've got, if I'm being 100% honest. Now, again, to be fair to Chalobah and Tosin, they've started off the season very well. In 3 games, they've only conceded 1 goal. Yes, I think there have been 3 disallowed goals, but still, we've only conceded 1 actual goal. So you can say fair play on that sense. But as I say, we've got to rely on these players staying fit. And I don't think this is a position we should be being in, especially considering we're playing in 4 competitions. We've got the Premier League, which we're trying to compete for in order to progress. We've got the Champions League, who, let's be honest, I think we'll go far in that. So if we want our best chance of winning it, we're going to need these players to stay fit. And we've got the 2 domestic competitions as well. It's frustrating, man, because you've got to rely on these players to stay fit, and also with the strike, which I'm going to get onto in a second. But now it's like, if this season goes wrong, people's heads will instantly turn to Enzo Maresca, and really, I don't think he's been properly back this window. That's just honestly my personal opinion. So my energy won't be on Maresca if things go south this season, which they aren't looking like they're going to. We played well. Fulham, as I say, we got let off a bit. West Ham, good performance. Crystal Palace, bit of a disappointing opening game, but I think Palace are a good team and they've done well to hold us to a point. And my next concern as well is the striking situation. So obviously we signed both João Pedro and Liam Delap. Liam Delap went down on Saturday with a hamstring injury. He's going to miss at least 3 months of the season. And then there's a whole drama. There's a whole drama with Nicholas Jackson and Mark Hugh. Nicholas Jackson got recalled on that same day. I think Chelsea went into a bit of a panic mode of this one. He got recalled on that same day, but him and his camp refused it, and I can completely understand it. Like, if you're Jackson, you're sitting there going, "Well, hold on, you've been trying to get rid of me the whole summer transfer window, and I'm here in Bayern Munich now. Now all of a sudden, where Liam Delap's got injured, now you want to use me." So I can understand why he'd be like, "No, I don't really want to come back." But I think the decision was kind of out of his hands. He did come back, but then we also recalled Mark Hugh from Sunderland. Now, for me, I can understand why Chelsea done that. I would have just liked to see Mark Hughes stay at Sunderland for the season. We'll let him develop, come back with a bit of Premier League experience. So now it's a case of, now that Nicholas Jackson, the move to Bayern Munich is back on. He is now at Bayern Munich with the obligation to buy for around, I think, 70 million euros. So it looks like he's going to be leaving Chelsea. So now, if God forbid João Pedro gets injured, because obviously Liam Delap's out at the moment, that leaves Mark Hugh as our only striking option for the Premier League, the Champions League, the FA Cup, and the Carabao Cup. So I would have liked to have signed, and listen, people might not have liked this suggestion. Colin Moani went to Tottenham. There was Boniface. I know he's injury prone as well, but again, it's another option, a proven option. It just baffled me a bit with the striking situation as well. But I just think overall, this transfer window, I think we left things a bit too late. The Xavi Simons as well was another, it's a bit of a frustrating one, because considering we agreed personal terms back in July, if I'm not mistaken, and we were briefed so much that once Christopher Nkunku and Nicholas Jackson are sold, then we're going to be going in for Xavi Simons, putting in the offer to RB Leipzig. And what I personally think what happened was, they agreed the personal terms because they thought it was going to get done, but they didn't realize how hard it would be to actually get rid of both of them 2 players. And then because they got sold so late on in the window, they kind of just threw in the towel and ended up just using the money they got from Nkunku and Alejandro Garnacho, which, don't get me wrong, I don't think is an awful signing. I think we should give him a chance. But Xavi Simons would have been a great player to have in the squad, and now he's gone to Tottenham. It is what it is. And then instead we signed Buenanotte on loan, who, funny enough, the only goal I can remember him scoring was against Chelsea for Brighton. So I gave this transfer window a 4 out of 10. But let's not lie, we have signed some good players. Like João Pedro, to be fair, initially I didn't want, is looking at a brilliant signing. Liam Delap is the player I did want, and he's here now. Unlucky with the injury, but I'd say he's done well so far in his Chelsea career. Hasn't scored an awful amount of goals. I think he's only scored 1 goal, to be fair, or 1 goal in 1 competitive goal. But I think he's been playing well. He's been holding up the ball. He's been a presence. Garnacho, as I just said, like, yes, I understand he's had issues at Manchester United. People concerned about his attitude, but he's at Chelsea now. He's at a better environment. He's got better players around him. I'd say just give him a chance, and then we can judge him after a few games in. Jamie Gittins, lots of potential. Don't get me wrong. My issue with that signing is it where we are trying to compete now. It just seems like another signing we're going to have to wait a couple of years to see the best of. And I think a lot of Chelsea fans agree with me on that. And Buenanotte on loan, listen, it's a loan with no option to buy. So I guess he's just going to be filling in if Cole Palmer does get injured again, which hopefully he doesn't. And then who else we signed? Joel Hato, brilliant signing. I think we need that quality depth for players like Mark Cucurella and Moises Caicedo, where we also signed Asugo, because them two played loads of games last season, and they can't do that again this season, especially playing in the Champions League. And they're going to need to be resting in the early stages of the cup games, in my opinion. So there's that. My just main frustration is the fact that we didn't sign a centre back, we didn't sign a goalkeeper, and the third striker thing is a bit of a kick in the teeth as well. But we'll have to see. What time will tell whether or not this transfer window has been a success as well. We can't sit here and say it's not been a success or it has been a success. You have to judge that at the end of the season. So we will see. But let you Chelsea fans let me know what you think about the transfer window in the comments. Give me your ratings out of 10. Remember, smash the like button, hit that subscribe button. We'll be going live soon, maybe in the next day or two. But appreciate you guys watching. See you guys soon.